G'day YouTube, welcome to another episode of the Friday Vape Club. As always, your host Squidly Triss, back for another review for you. Today we are looking at a single 18650 unregulated device. It's a Squonk mod. This is the Uwell Blocks. So this thing is like a mechanical device with a chip in it, so it's unregulated. It's got a very unique Squonk system. It's got this little push button, so it squirts the juice up like the Asmodus pumper. Remember the pumper? Had the best name ever, the pumper. So it's got this sort of block thing in there, and this pushes it up and it squirts the juice inside. It's different, very different. So yeah, what are we gonna do? We're gonna dive down, we're gonna take a quick look around it. We're going to then have a look at the packaging. Then we'll jump back up here, we'll do the pros, we'll do the cons, we might even do the price. And then I will give you my recommendation. So stick around, watch the video. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button, and also don't forget to smash that like button. Nothing else to it, guys. Let's roll that intro. Alrighty, here we have a closer look at the Uwell Blocks. So this is an unregulated device. It is very similar to a mechanical device, meaning you cannot adjust anything, but it does have a chipset in here to give you some inbuilt safety features. So some little specs about this thing. It is 93 millimeters tall. It is 49 millimeters wide, and up the top here, it is 26 millimeters across. You do have a gold plated center pin right up here. This here is your Squonk. So this is a pump style Squonk system, meaning you push this button and the juice will come out here. There is a tank in here somewhere. Looking down the side here, you do have a USB port for charging. I would not recommend charging your battery inside this mod. Take it out and use an external charger. You do have these stickers down here. No fear, no limits, no excuses. There you go. Around the front here, you do have your fire button. This is also how you turn the device on and off. 5 clicks, turns it off. 5 clicks, turns it on. Down this side, you do not have anything at all. And then down here, you've got this little cutout, which is where you can see the juice level of your Squonk bottle. So how do you get to the Squonk bottle? Well, you literally pull it apart like so, and it breaks down in 2 sections. So this is just an empty tin. This is the battery and the Squonk bottle. So your Squonk bottle is this very, very hard plastic bottle. It does hold 15 mils of e-liquid, and it sort of fits up the top here with an O-ring. So you don't have to put a lid on this. You simply fill the bottle up, slide it into the tube. It sits in place like so, and it's just held in there with an O-ring. So being able to hold 15 mils of juice is pretty fucking cool. This here is where your battery fits, and as you can see, I have got a single 18650 battery. You got gold plated battery connections down there, and up the top here, it does tell you your orientation of the battery, so positive side up. And around the back here, you do have a little push, so it tells you need to push the battery from the back in order to get it out of its cradle. So put the battery in, positive end in up, and then sort of slide the negative section down. There you go. That's pretty much it. There's not much to it. So some specs on this thing. It says it'll do 90 watts max output, and I'm assuming that's due to the battery capacity, and what they're saying is you shouldn't build lower than the amperage for the battery, and that'll convert to roughly about 90 watts. I can't see how they would limit the 90 watts on this. The other thing they say about the Squonk system is when you push this button, it will release 0.1 0.13 mils of liquid per pump. So if I pushed this, we will get a 1.3 mils sort of come up. And as you can see, if I keep pumping, it will just spill out. So there is no suction back from this style of squonking. You do notice you have got these little notches on the side here, and they sort of fit into these grooves of the base section so it locks into place with a nice click. So you know that if you pick it up from the top, it's not going to fall out of the base section. Some other things that Uwell claim with this device is that it does have a firing speed of 0.08 seconds. So it's pretty quick off the mark. So that's a quick look around the Uwell Blocks, this little single 18650 unregulated squonking system. Let's take a look at the packaging. All right, so here we have the packaging for the Uwell Blocks. You can see you've got a picture of the Uwell Blocks there. It says the Blocks kit up here. That's because this thing did come as a kit, and I'll show you the RDA that it comes with inside. I'm not going to review it because it's a shitty RDA. But on the front here, you got a little sticker that says black. It doesn't give you a picture of the stickers. I wish that this would say, you know, black with the shitty fucking logo or the shitty text on it, because, you know, if you want to buy this and you're looking at the picture of the box, it's going to give you the wrong impression. You got your warnings down here for your product that contains nicotine. On the side, you've got social medias. On this side, you've got all your fucking warnings and fucking logos and shit like that, you know. On the back here, you do have your kit contents, some more warnings, your authenticity barcodes, and more warnings about nicotine. Inside the box, you do receive a Blocks user manual, a very thick user manual. You do get a UL warning card. You do get a battery safety card. You do get a little box of spares, which includes spare O-rings, a USB charging cable. You do get some coils, a squonk pin, a tri-tool, and some other little spares for the RDA. And you do get the Nunchaku RDA, dual coil side airflow RDA. It's got these sort of clamp screw systems. It's shitty. It's a shitty RDA. I don't like it. Not going to test it. Not going to review it. If you want a review of this, I'm sure someone else has done it. So just Google it on YouTube. You'll find it. The Uwell Blocks Squonk kit. Let's jump back up top. Let's do the pros. Let's do the cons. Let's do the price, and let's do the recommendations. All right, so then we had a quick look around the Uwell Blocks. I have got an 18650 in here. It's actually a VTC 5A. Yeah, it's a Sony VTC 5A. I have got the, I forget what this thing is called. The Paradox. I forget. Paradox. I think it's the Paradox. Single coil, 24mm single coil squonker dude sitting on top here. I think it looks pretty fucking good together. Got some custard juice in here. Freshly charged battery. Let's give it a toot. Oh yeah. Such good flavour off that Addy. So good. Alright. So it works. You can see you push the go button and it goes. Let's get into some pros and cons for this thing, shall we? So the first pro is I kind of like the overall design and how they've done this, right? So I really dig how it all pulls out. And I love the fact that, you know, because of this system, you're able to get a bottle in here that holds 15 mil of juice. That's a shit ton for a squonker. You know, you're usually kind of averaging 8 or so mils in the silicone bottles, but having a system like this, it gives you that extra capacity. So I really dig that. So because of the way that's set up, the juice bottle is really easy to fill. You just pull it out like so, you fill it up and push it back in. There's none of that issue that you have with, you know, trying to fit a fucking squonk bottle on that little thread with the tube and then squeezes juice everywhere, or you're having to do up the squonk bottle and there's juice everywhere. It takes all the fuss and the spillage out of filling a Squonk bottle, which I fucking love because I'm clumsy and I spill shit all the time. So it's really cool for me and for anyone who's like as messy as me. Uwell claim that it has a 0.08 second firing. Yeah, it does fire pretty quickly. I got no way to measure 0.08, but I will say, yeah, it does fire pretty quickly. It fits in the hand pretty comfortably. Being a single 18650 Squonker, I would expect that anyway. It's a very sort of medium-sized mod. The fire button is nice and clicky and it's very tactile. It sounds awesome. I just turned it off. So yeah, look, it's got some pros with it, but it's not without its cons, right? The first con I have is the pumper system. So you have to be really careful with this. I had to kind of adjust my squonking style. I'm used to, pushing the Squonk bottle in, you get the juice and then the excess sucks back. But with this pumper system, you don't get that, right? So as you pump, you're getting 0.13 mils per pump. So you need to know how much is right for you and for, your atomizer. And this is because with the pumping system, it's not gonna suck that excess down. So if you over pump, and you can overfill your atomizer and you will end up with just excess juice in your atomizer. It gets gurgly, it gets spitty. So you have to really adjust your vaping style if you're using a pump style Squonk as opposed to the regular Squonk bottle. So that's not a con, it kind of was a con. It's a real steep learning curve if you don't know what you're doing, and I didn't know what I was doing. So yeah, I found it a really steep learning curve with this. Another con for me is these stickers and the way it looks. Surely Uwell could have given us panels that we could pull off and replace, or different stickers or something like that. No fear, no limits, no excuses, looks shit. And this was the best looking one that they had for me to order. And I just think this looks crappy. It looks cheap, it looks nasty, and I think this could have been so much better with different stickers on it. So that's another con. And the last con for me is, why not make it 21700 compatible? You've got a little bit more room. Surely we could have pulled it out a couple of mil and made it a little bit mil taller, and we could have got an extra juice capacity, and I could have fit a 21700 in here. That would have been fucking unreal. It just would have capped it off that little bit better. So they're the three kind of cons for me. So the price, what is the Uwell Blocks gonna set you back? With a little bit of Google foo around the internet, I could find it in Australia for 125 bucks. Now that was 125 bucks with a kit. Yeah, so it came with an atomizer. I think it was like the nunchaku or some shit like that. It's some sort of 2-post screw design. It's a shitty atomizer. I'm not gonna review it. I just wanted the fucking mod. So yeah, you can pick it up as part of that kit for 125 bucks. I don't think it's worth $125, even with an included atomizer. If it was 21700, I could probably part with maybe 80 bucks for this thing, excluding the RDA, but $125, nah, definitely not. It needs to come down a shit ton in price for it to even be viable for a recommendation. So Uwell, make it 21700 for me, do something with the panels, and fucking give us a decent RDA, and I'd happily pay 125 bucks. That's all I've got for you guys today. If you're after a squonking system that's different and you're willing to part with 125 bucks and you dig the sort of pump style that this has, then yeah, go out and get it. If not, go and buy something else. That's all I've got for you today. I really hope you enjoyed it. Thanks very much for watching, guys. Please like, please share, please subscribe, and remember, YouTube, keep it cloudy.